All right, this first story, I mean, the big thing that we got out this week, it's an update on an episode that we did many, many, many years ago. Hell, it's one of the biggest true crime stories of the 90s. I mean, it's massive. It's probably the biggest true crime story in music history. There has been an arrest made in the Tupac murder case.
They got him, and it was Gumby. Can't believe he's real. No, man, it's fucking Keefy-ass D.
Keefy D. He's a guy, his name's Dwayne Keith Davis. He's a guy that we talked about extensively in our Tupac and Biggie series. He was one of the few people that was present at the murder of both Biggie and Tupac. And this guy's been saying for years that he he had a memoir in which he admitted, he said explicitly that he was in the car in which he was in the car that had the gun that shot Tupac. He was there.
But he said that it was the other guy.
Orlando.
Yeah, so Orlando.
Orlando's been dead since like 98 or something.
So it's real easy to blame a dead guy. Yeah. But he would say that I gave him the gun and he's the one who did it. Now, my question is that when I first saw the news, is like, what changed? It seems that we have no information on that. I've been reading through, because it's like, again, he's admitted it multiple times on various different like levels. Like he said, like either he's an accomplice, and then for a long time, he used that as like his rep, right?
Yeah.
Because I was the one who killed Tupac for a long time in order for people, I guess, buy him hot dogs. Like people were like hanging out with him thinking he's super cool.
Oh, I think I read that he said it on a podcast, that he let a couple of extra details slip.
Good Lord.
Because this guy, I mean, he's also added a lot to the story over the years and then taken it back. He's definitely made it like a big crime drama where he said that he was once in the room where Puff Daddy explicitly offered him $1 million to kill Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur. And nobody, I mean, it might be false bravado, like, I'll give $1 million to anybody who kills that motherfucker.
Yeah, like, he was just like outside being like, Well, I feel like it does sound...
Hey, Puffy, I killed him!
Oh, shit. That's not... Oh, shit. Have you not heard of hyperbole? That's why, again, every proper commentator needs my comedian white flag. You know what I mean? Be like, no. It's like a medic.
Yeah.
But it's society. Satire. But because that's kind of what we believed at the end of our series, from what I remembered. We talked a little bit about this, that it seemed it was way more of a theoretical, I would give someone $1 million if they could handle this thing for me.
Yes.
And because he began to believe that he was the godfather of a bunch of Crips, because he was kind of using them for security, even though technically, even when the Hells Angels were used by the Rolling Stones, they weren't Hells Angels. They were some other version of a biker gang that called themselves the Hells Angels, but they actually had worked security before. Like, he just hired a bunch of criminals, essentially, to work for him.
Very much so.
And then and I'm going to tell you what, it's not smart.
No.
Because they don't have tight CVs. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of reference pulling.
Let's just say there's a lot of reactionary behavior.
Yeah, there is.
And that's what seems to have happened the night of Tupac's murders. You know, there's the whole thing. If you know the story, there's a big fight. At the fight, you know, it's I can't remember the two boxers that were fighting, but there's a big fight at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, and this guy Orlando, who's Keefy D's cousin,
he's crazy.
He gets beat up by Tupac and Suge Knight. They leave, and you know, Orlando and Keefy D and one other guy, I think, you know, they give chase. They find them. They find Tupac and Suge Knight stopped at a stoplight, talking to some fans, talking to some girls, and, you know, someone pulls out a gun and just empties the casings, it empties the whole clip into Tupac's car, killing Tupac.
Yeah.
And that's the story that we've known forever. But now the question is, like, what is it that the cops have that they can use to finally arrest Keefy D?
I wonder what it was. We don't know, like, how could it be DNA? Right, because it was a gunshot. I don't know. Maybe there's a witness corroboration. Maybe there's something that came out. But, well, I guess we will find out soon, because he's not getting out. Mm-hmm. So they got something, but they're keeping it pretty close to the vest.
Yeah, we have absolutely no idea what's going on.
But, hey, it is interesting that these things do actually get wrapped up over time. You know, like, this was such a big story for so long that, like, because Biggie, the guy who killed Biggie, that has never been wrapped up. Right?
I don't think they've even come close to a Biggie thing. Because the Tupac one's pretty good, but Biggie, they're just like,
we don't know.
Yeah.
And again, it just shows how hard it is when they investigate these types of incidents, where it's like they want to pin it on, you know, the boyfriend, the wife, the like somebody super connected deep in who has an actual motivation. Motivation is such a slippery thing if it's just like, I heard a theoretical call to arms from a music artist. You know what I mean? Like that's where, because it wasn't all kind of teed off by him hit him up.
Yeah.
Like Tupac did hit him up, and then they're all like, oh, now it's for real. But it's like, it's poetry.
Yeah.
It was just music, and now everybody's freaking out.
Yeah, Tupac was a theater kid. Let's not forget that. Like Tupac was. We said it on our series. It's like it's that whole like, be careful what you pretend to be.
Because you are who you pretend to be.
Exactly. You are who you pretend to be.
Yeah.
And Tupac started pretending that he was, this guy who was going out, dealing drugs, shooting people in the head. And he was not. Tupac was a theater kid. Let's not forget his famous scene in Nothing But Trouble.
He was great.
All the world, same song.
I love that fucking song.
No, it's great. But yeah, Tupac was a theater kid. He was a poet. He was an intellectual.
And that's why you got to be careful who you pretend to be, all right? And that's why I pretend to be a huge-dicked, incredible comedian. That's it. That's all it takes. That's it. You can see. You can't even see the terror in my eyes through the radio. Can't
No, not at all. Can't
because
see.
it's not fucking there.
Not whatsoever.
Oh, fucking don't even challenge me. All right, let me this next story. Pussies need to be taken care of. That's what this whole story is about.
Controversial opinion, is it?
I want to make sure. I'm going to look at this skeleton. All right, we got a skeleton looking up from behind us. Didn't take it. Honestly, this is great. New set deck for a spooky time period.
Looks wonderful.
And what's spookier than a thing that turned fun literally blow your fucking guts out because you had too much fun? Now, first of all, we want to say our thank you to our sponsors at Disney. We would never besmirch your good name.
Not at all. We specifically want to thank our sponsors at Walt Disney's
Pause.
Typhoon Lagoon
Can
Water Park.
Can we just like pause and we like to thank our sponsors at and then make sure that we get past this.
Yeah.
But so here we go. This happened in the Typhoon Lagoon, soon to be named the Typhoon Lagoon. Thanks to this next story.
That would be loose poon.
No, I don't want to blame the victim. Now, Disney, right?
No, I'm not blaming the victim. I'm just saying what happened as a result of this incident at the Humunga Cowabunga slide.
Oh, God, it did make a Humunga Cowabunga. Now, Disney ride causes serious gynecological issues for a woman after water slide, quote-unquote, wedgie. I would put it to super wedgie.
Yeah.
During a 30th birthday 30th birthday celebration. This shit's fucked up. So this was on a water slide. It's 214 foot drop water slide called the Humunga Cowabunga. And this woman went down. She seemed like a normal, nice lady, right? It was her 30th birthday. You went down the slide, and apparently as she neared the end of the slide, her body bounced up, causing her, because normally what they do, have you ever done a water slide?
Yeah, plenty of times. Yeah, Wet n Wild. That's what I used to go to. Wet n Wild in Arlington.
Love Wet n Wild. I love, I think it's a chain. I believe there's a couple of those.
Yeah, Six Flags took them over, and they weren't quite the same after that. But yeah, the Wet n Wild in Arlington, Texas, across the highway from Six Flags was fucking incredible. Love Wet n Wild.
My thing is,
Black hole.
I don't like being wet all day.
You know what?
I don't like chafing.
Yeah.
Because I get all chafed. And then you're walking. I don't know if you don't know chafe, like proper summer chafe is a big little boy.
Yeah.
Like it was hell on goddamn earth.
Knew nothing about it. I was, but on the other hand, I don't know. Remember how much of a piece of prey I was at all times. You didn't experience that because you were the larger boy.
Well, I had charm.
Yeah, you had charm.
I had charm. People be like, I can't rape him.
Yeah,
He's too funny. I don't want to destroy that.
No, I had very little of that. For me, it was constant danger all the time. You're in constant. You're so small. You're so weak. You're in constant danger constantly. It's a trade-off.
Hey.
But on the other hand, no chafing.
Hasn't affected him at all.
Not even close.
No. And so she was going down the slide. She goes super fast. So they tell you before you go on the slide, you're supposed to cross your legs. I guess to avoid this very thing.
Yeah.
But apparently her body lifted up. She had become airborne. And then she came down hard back on the slide, which I guess made her legs pop open, and then she just went down for the rest of the fucking slide, just like popping a pussy, popping a pussy, popping a pussy, popping a pussy. The water and her bathing suit was forced violently inside of her, and she experienced immediate and severe pain internally. She stood up, and blood began rushing from between her legs. It fucked her up.
Yeah.
And I'm not blaming the bathing suit, but this is also why I don't wear mesh.